Hello everyone, welcome to today's showcase on Warframe. Now, today's item is the Spira. The Spira are actually a really well desired weapon. Well, the prime version is anyway, and we'll get on that later. But first, let's talk about the plain version. The plain version are pretty much the basic throwing knives. They are more powerful than their throwing knives, however they are heavier and slower. But they also have a very good critical build, with 25% critical chance times 2 critical multiplayer, which is good. Magazine is 10, and reload only takes 1 second. So far, so good. Now, you'll find these blueprints in the marketplace, if you can navigate this damn new structure they have. Let's see, I'll go to blueprints. Yeah, let's see, and there it is, near the bottom. Now, plat-wise, we're not really interested in plat, we'll go right to blueprint. We can see here, the cost of making it isn't really that high. You need credits, you need gallium, 5 gallium, it's a little bit high, but not the worst. You need a bit of ferrite, and need 800 plastids, and that's kind of like the worst in my book, in that much. But hey, it's pretty cheap. So, as I mentioned before, they are the heaviest knives available. They swing the slowest. And velocity-wise, it's pretty much rings true. The other knives swing much faster. But however, these ones are more powerful. So take as you will, it's kind of like the heavy weapons of the throwing knife category. So that means any enemy running sideways will have a difficult time actually, hitting them. Unless you're a prodigy with throwing knives. Also, the weapons are silent, which is good. Every attack you do, if anybody doesn't notice you, it's a silent kill. That's good. But however, they do have a very limited range. Roughly after 20 meters, they start to drop, and within like 25 to 30 meters, they pretty much hit the ground. So they aren't really that great for range. But that's most throwing knives, though, so nothing new there. Now I talk about the flaw of this weapon. As I'm demonstrating here, for some reason, your contact point, your second knife, always goes below your reticule. This is a key problem people have been talking about. And developers don't seem really keen on fixing it for some reason. But oh well, let's get on to the test. Since I do have a prime version, which I'll do the ultimate build for, this one I'll simply take the level 30. But there's 2 Matter-Eye polarities here, so you actually get quite a bit on. So I might just squeeze on a very light critical build. Not the best one, mind you, but a very light one. And it's all with just the level 30, no formas, no catalysts. Got Hard Strike, got Barrel Effusion, got Pistol Gambit, and no Return. So let's see how... Okay, as the first targets, it's always the Grineer, and it'd probably do the best against them anyway. These are puncture weapons after all. Let's take only 5 of them. Level, I'm thinking... let's put them on level 50. So at level 50, it's actually tolerable for a level 30 build. Now most level 30 builds barely get past the level 30 itself. In terms of enemies. This weapon has no trouble taking on the Grineer level 50. Anything higher, you'd probably might take a grab a better weapon. If you do get headshots, you kill them extremely quick. But however, you gotta remember that second dagger always goes beneath your reticule. So you won't get a headshot every time, no matter how hard you try. Or maybe you will. Anyway, let's move on to the next target, the Corpus de Moa. Now Moa is probably going to be more resistant to this weapon. So we'll take 10 of them and we'll put them down to level 45. Alright. So going against the Moas. Now, as you see, it's not going through their shield very easily. Yeah, shields don't really... They kind of ignore puncture a lot. So it doesn't really work. You can kill them, but... maybe I selected too many Moas. I should have selected only 5. Because unfortunately, despite me killing them, they killed me in the end. But still, it did pretty good. Did pretty good indeed. Yeah, is it excellent against them? It's kind of the mediocre range. I wouldn't say it did excellent, but it didn't do horrible either. Anyhow, let's go on to the Chargers. Now we got 20 of them selected. Well, again, level 45. Now here's the thing. It did the worst against the Chargers. The Infestation. Yeah. I gotta figure that was a weird oddball too. I never really tested it side by side like that, but yes. Did the worst. As the Chargers are very mobile and they continuously shift targets, I had a hard time killing them. In the end, I'd rather just use my knife to finish them off, because I'll be spending forever here throwing knives at them. despite getting critical hits fairly frequently. So that's a bit strange. But oh well. Let's not done talking about the plain Spira. Let's move on to the Prime. And here they are, the Spira Prime. Weird animated spinning drills as they are. Now, stat-wise, physically, they actually aren't that much more powerful physically. What you gotta pay attention to, though, is the critical build. The critical chance has been vastly upgraded, surprisingly so, both in chance and damage. But we'll do a side-by-side comparison. So as you see here, I wasn't kidding. Dramatic improvement. Now you did lose almost all your slash though. That is the big downside. You go from 16 to 5 slash. That's quite a blow, but however, that critical build, 30% and then 2.5 times damage. That's really good. Not to mention the fire rate's also been increased. And the magazine's increased to 12. Everything else, it's meh. The reload, it's less than a second, but you barely notice it. And the status is now increased to 10%, but what do you do for that? Everything else is powerful though. Now here it is, my ultimate build. Is it the best build? Probably not. It's simply my ultimate build. I didn't have to do very much either. Just throw in one catalyst and 2 formas, and it was done. Now what I got on this, you got the Prime Pistol Mutation and the Prime Target Corrector for the critical build. Horn Strike and Barrel Diffusion for damage. Also I got Bore, which is the Puncture Bolt mod that increases a lot of puncture damage. No, not normally accessible. No Return for basic more puncture damage, and then I got 2 oddballs. The Sharpened Bullets is mainly for critical weapons. When you kill a target, it increases critical damage temporarily. Then we have the really odd one, the Hollow Point. Hollow Point's not often used in builds, because it reduces overall damage, but increases critical damage. So, generally speaking, the more damage you have, the more you will lose with Hollow Point. That's where, luckily, the Spira Prime wins out. It already has a lot of multiplayer damage, and the overall damage of the weapon isn't that high. You only got 700, despite all the damage mods I put in. But yes, so you could have a minimal loss of overall damage, but gain a lot more for critical. So with that Hollow Point, it roughly lost around 40 puncture? Yeah. And with the Sharpened Bullets on, with my critical damage, I do a total of 5,667 damage, roughly, using the puncture damage multiplied. So lots of damage. Alright, let's do some tests with this. Let's take some Grenier. Now their level, let's jack them right up. Let's take them, I don't know, 75? Yeah. So level 75 Grenier. I probably should have put them higher level, but I still think it's a good example of what damage I could do. Because it takes roughly 2 daggers to kill a Grenier, providing I can hit them. So yes, very nice. I should mention though that the same animation of the second knife being lower than the first is still prevalent in the Prime version. But you can see, no problem at all killing the Grenier at all. Anyway, let's go to the Corpus. This time I probably won't face 10 of them. Let's see, let's just add, yeah, sure, why not, 10. And level 75 as well. I got lucky on this time, I managed to throw my distance. You can see, when the Sharpened Bullets kicked in, pretty much within around 3 or 4 knives. Maybe sometimes 5 to 6, depending on the critical, if it kicks in or not. But still, excellent knife. But yes, you're a little reliant on that critical, but you got plenty of chance, thanks to the various mods I got on there. So did okay. Did okay. Alright, now for a better test. Let's go against the Chargers. It failed against the Chargers pretty much in the original. So we got at level 75. And it's nice to report that they work wonderfully. So much better. Where the originals just faltered. I should charge up these guys level a bit higher, because I just slaughter them. Cut right through. Excellent. Alright, let's move on to the pros and cons of the Spira Prime. Okay, starting off with pros, we got very nice damage output, very high. A very good critical build. And the building requirements for the original is not that expensive. On the cons, however, The aiming is a bit broken, with the second dagger always falling short. And the Prime version requires 5 components. 2 blades, 2 satchels, and the blueprint. That's not very fun to get. And the range isn't that great, since it isn't a knife, the throwing knives. Now, going on to the score for the Spira Prime. Damage gets 8 out of 10. It was very good against every category, but maybe not so much Corpus. It kind of did the worst against them, in the end. Accuracy, 4 out of 10. The range isn't that great, and the second dagger will always fall short. Design-wise, 2 out of 10. It's because of that damn second dagger. The aiming is broken on these. Until they're fixed, that design-wise is kind of a bad view on it. Ammo is a 5 out of 10. You've got roughly 100 knives, so you got more than enough, but you will run out if you don't use them in Modern, see? Miscellaneous is 6 out of 10. These are very stylish weapons, they're nicely animated, and they're pretty neat. And not to mention, plenty of people will use them and will trade for them. So, I've warranted that to 6 out of 10. But in total, the Spira Prime gets 25 out of 50, which is good. But all the small things hold this weapon back. All the small things, which is unfortunate. If only they fixed the small things, it'd be so much better. Alright, so, time to get down to the conclusion of this. Spira Prime are excellent throwing daggers. The best? That is arguable. I haven't really covered the other throwing knives, but from where I sit, the best ones, they're all kind of neck and neck together. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. This one's simply the heaviest of them all. But was it worth it? This one I'm actually a bit on the fence with, but I'm going to say yes, it was worth it. Because with all the damage it did, I think it was worth it in the end. But hey, that's my opinion, and that's been Showcase for today. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there. Keep in mind before you go, if you want to see a particular weapon here on Showcase, leave a comment down below, it'll be next one I choose. Also, we do have a Twitter page at st@clandurandal. So if you want to leave any messages there, feel free. If not, the community page on the PS4 will help, if you want to do it there.